moment. But first, we're learning more tonight about the city of Levelland's response to the red flower beetle infestation in one of its neighborhoods.
The city of Levelland offered a grain company what it calls an olive branch to encourage it to remove the large piles of almond hulls from its property. KCBD News Channel 11's Brittany Crittenden joins us in the studio now with the latest developments. Brittany?
Karen and Abner, in September, the city of Levelland announced the Penny Newman Grain Company agreed to remove the beetle-infested almond hulls from its property and take them outside Hockley County. Now we're learning the city paid the company $15,000 to expedite that process. Residents of the Kaufman Addition in Levelland say they've spent the hotter months of the last 2 years with an influx of small beetles on their floors, in their cabinets, and even in their beds. They say the infestation began after the Penny Newman Grain Company started bringing almond hulls into the industrial rail park right across the street. Testing found the pests at 3 facilities in the rail park, including Penny Newman. The city then threatened those companies with a 10-day deadline to remove their infested product or face daily fines.
How much in fines did they pay?
Recently, a concerned citizen asked the city of Levelland if Penny Newman ever paid any fines. In an email response, city manager James Fisher says the city offered Penny Newman an olive branch to encourage it to remove the infested holes. That included dismissing all of its charges in municipal court and paying the company $15,426 for the removal. Fisher says that money came out of the city's general fund. He explains Penny Newman was reluctant to remove the holes. After several conversations with the business, the city began issuing fines. Fisher writes, "This action was making the goal of resolution even more difficult and contentious. We were not getting anywhere." The city then offered up the agreement to get the holes gone. Fisher says the whole goal of codes enforcement is compliance. Residents wanted the holes gone, and the city wanted to get a potential source out of the way as soon as possible. He also writes the full city council has been involved and informed regarding decisions and actions concerning the red flower beetle. The resident replied, calling the payoff a disgrace to the citizens of Levelland.
What about everything that the residents have gone through?
At council meetings and town halls, residents have asked if the city would help pay residents back for the money they spent on exterminating their homes. The city hasn't said if it has any plans to do so. Fisher says the city's goal has been to resolve the issue, figure out why it happened, and do something to keep it from happening in the future. Last week, we talked about the city's efforts to get the Texas Department of Agriculture to bring its traps back into town to track the beetle population. Fisher says those are needed because the city can only spray in temperatures above 50 degrees when the wind is blowing less than 10 miles an hour. The pesticide must also come into direct contact with the beetles to kill them. While it planned to bring those traps back in March, the Ag Commissioner announced it would set them up again this week to help the residents of Hockley County. Karen.